Hi, everyone. This is David, and welcome to Week 10 of Business Communications 505. Week 10. Did you ever think you were going to make it? Well, I did. I knew you were going to make it because you've been an outstanding class. This week, we're going to turn this outstanding class toward the subject of crisis communication. One of the things that I really like about this week's material is how unified it is around Jack Welch's and Susie Welch's messages about crisis communication. First, the 5 stages of a crisis that everyone should know. 1, that it's going to be worse than you possibly think it's going to be. In other words, the first time, at the first hint of a problem, pay attention to it because there's a lot more to come and it's going to get worse. Number 2, there are no secrets. You can't hide from it. You can't run from it. You can't schedule meetings to get you away from it. You can't take a vacation. You have to confront it. It will not remain a secret. Everything will come out. Number 3, you will be portrayed, and your company or your work group or your team will be portrayed in the worst light possible. Probably by colleagues, certainly by social media and mainstream media if they come into play. So be prepared for that, keep a stiff upper lip, and know that you can make it through following what you're going to hear in just a moment. 4, there will be blood. Unfortunately, these kinds of problems necessarily bring with them the need for changes. Changes in processes, changes in personnel, changes to alleviate the problem. And then the last one is, of course, you can make it. That with those changes, you're going to come through it being a stronger company, a stronger manager, a stronger leader, and have survived, and that survival makes you stronger. Now let's get down to what I think is the essence of the Jack Welch message for handling these crises. And that message is simply this. You get out front, both literally and figuratively. You get out front of it figuratively in that you get ahead of the story and you control the story. And you get out front of it literally in that you literally stand up and you are the one who announces the bad news. You are the one who uncovers all the details. You are the one to take responsibility. You own it with complete honesty and complete candor. As my boss used to say, bring bad news early. And when you bring that bad news, also bring a solution. When you walk into that office or you walk into that media room, you not only confess to the problem, lay it all out on the table, but you also have a solution for it. To me, that's the essence of the Jack Welch way of handling crisis communication. Of course, there's a lot more here, and let's go ahead and take a look at what you have for week 10 in crisis communication. By the end of the week, you will be able to identify techniques for effectively managing crisis situations. You will be able to understand how the 4 lenses of resilience regimen help managers shift to active response-oriented thinking. That's from that Harvard article we're going to look at this week. 3, you will explore implications of social media in business crisis situation. Social media today rules. Okay, you have 2 videos by Jack Welch, who reiterates what I tried to tell you, but in his own inimitable way. Here are your weekly materials. Your PDF is an excellent lecture written by the Jack Welch people and is certainly worth your time looking through, communicating in a crisis. Next, you'll be reading that chapter that I referred to in Winning by Welch. That's chapter 10, and a portion of it is devoted to crisis management. And then in the Susie and Jack Welch book, chapter 7, crisis management. Welcome to the Coliseum, pages 111 to 119. Again, excellent advice. You have another link here, how to break bad news to your boss. And that's what I was talking about. Bring it early. And whenever you bring it, bring a solution. And that's an excellent video with Susie Welch there. how to bounce back from adversity. And here is that Harvard Business Review document that discusses what they call the resilience regimen. And that is basically Nietzsche. What doesn't destroy us makes us strong. It teaches you to reframe things from downers to uppers, from things that would tear you apart to things that make you stronger by using the psychological techniques of the resilience regimen. Okay, your discussion board this week. You are to discuss a time when there was a crisis situation at your work that either you or your colleagues were involved in. You want to identify 3 things during that discussion. What was the mindset? Referring back to the article we mentioned just a moment ago from Harvard. Was your mindset problem-oriented or was it solution-oriented? How was the situation handled? And of course, you can make editorial comments there. In retrospect, what would you do or recommend doing differently, especially in light of the materials that you're being exposed to this week? Optionally, on this discussion board, you are encouraged to share your video presentation with your peers. 2 other deliverables. One is your LinkedIn presence. You have a LinkedIn discussion board this week, and you're going to sort of review each other's LinkedIn profiles, answering those 6 questions. Profile picture professional, and professional is a broad term here. Does the profile demonstrate authenticity? That's your authenticity and your purpose. Does it tell a story? Does it demonstrate the ability to get results? That's your ability to get results, along with relevant statistics and outcomes that are listed. How would you rate the overall design? And of course, review it for any grammar and spelling and accuracies, and we can all use help, including me, on that. This week, you're also going to end up the class with a learning journal in which you select an article from the Wall Street Journal that relates to the readings and videos and discussions from our course. And as you briefly explain why you chose the article and how it relates, be sure to include a link to the article that you selected. Okay, there you go. There is your week 10 work. I think you're going to do really well on it. This is an important topic for sure. And remember, I do have your assignment number 3 videos, and I will get them graded within the next 1 to 3 days. So be looking for your grades on those. In the meantime, if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. And I will see you in class.